Hi guys, this is a redirect to my reaction to One Piece episodes 503, 504 and 505. Some very sad episodes. But before I get onto talking about the episode, I just wanted to give a Patreon shout out to all my patrons as well as my new patron who is Javier Gonzalez. Javier or Xavier, I'm really sorry if I mispronounced your name. I don't know, sorry. I think it's Javier. Thank you very much for becoming a patron. I hope you stick around. I just wanted to say, you chose the $10 option, which is cool. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I've noticed, unfortunately, in my Patreon, I just wanted to let you all know what's going on. So, lately, I mean, it's just like a few people. It's not that many. It's really just an occasional thing that happens, but I've noticed that a few patrons become patrons and then they don't actually end up paying anything. So it's a little bit annoying to like do that to me, but then again, if it is just payment issues, then please tell me that you're having payment bank issues that are not accepting the Patreon amount being paid to me or something. Like, just let me know if it's just your bank that's being, you know, a bit restrictive, or if you just change your mind and you don't want to be a patron, that's absolutely fine. Like, if that's the case, just let me know. So yeah, I'm just like letting everyone know, as well as Javier. I hope, you know, I just hope patrons are genuine, like genuinely actually do want to give an amount. Like, I mean, just in general, if you're gonna give an amount to someone, you would want to be genuine about it. You don't want to trick someone into thinking that you're going to pay and you don't end up paying them. So yes, and I give reactions on, I give like 2 or 3 reactions on Patreon, early access reactions. So, you know, I'm putting in all this work, and all I'm saying is just to be honest about it. I'm just saying to anyone, you know, if anyone's interested in becoming a Patreon, at least like let me know, like, if you're gonna just pay 1 month, that's totally fine. Or if you just don't understand the rules and you thought you paid but you didn't actually pay, then let me know. Yeah, so a few people have just gone away with not paying at all, but it's all cool. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just like, I'm just a little bit confused, that's all. Anyway, I just want to give a shout out to all the other patrons. Abdullah Oka, Adam Vilpando, Bad Wasabi, Buster Sword 88, Evan W. Fisher, Huel Babino, Hungry Turtle, I think, the new patron, Javier Gonzalez, Louis, Michael Kelly, Nicholas Ullman, Sabani, and yours Mayor. Alright, just wanted to like clarify again, just in case any patrons still don't know. So I'll just be reacting to the first seasons of The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. And then I will move on to doing the trial reactions to any anime requests that you might have. This to my patrons only, by the way. So someone requested, I just in general just want to do a trial reaction to 7 Deadly Sins, but I believe it was requested by someone. Also Your Lie in April. I've done a trial reaction to Nichijou already. And Blue Exorcist as well. Yeah, and a few others, but those are like the more popular animes that I would like to do. Oh yeah, so thank you guys so much. Thank you all for the support. It really means a lot to me, and I hope you stick around. Alright, now let's get on to what happened in One Piece. It's just really sad what happened. So in the first episode, we saw Sabo get shot again for a second time by the Celestial Dragon because he got in the way of their ship when they were arriving in Goa Kingdom. And I was just like, oh, I was so mad at the Celestial Dragon, but I was just so sad for Sabo. unfortunately for me, I do know about, you know, Sabo actually surviving, considering that I did see an adult picture of how he looks as an adult. So technically he's alive, but we don't know how he actually survived that because it was a second shot. So surely he would have suffered at least great injuries from that, like major injuries from that, because the boat was on fire and he was trying to put out the fire, and then the Celestial Dragon shot him again. So because his first shot missed him, but it did light up the boat. So I'm just curious how much damage was done to Sabo, because I do know that Sabo gets a scar for his adult design. I believe the scar is from like all that fire being on, like being really really close to him. But I don't know like what happened next though. I don't know anything about like what happened next. Like, does he get rescued by someone? Did he just like, because obviously the Celestial Dragons in the Goa Kingdom, they are led to believe that Sabo actually died from that, because it did seem like, because the whole boat was on fire and that was a second shot. So I guess that's why they didn't properly check to see if he's alive or something. Or I don't know, man, because like they must have presumed he was dead. That's all I'm thinking. Yeah, they really thought he was dead. But we don't. I didn't see in these episodes like what actually happened next though. So Dogra, that's what he was led to believe. So he told Dadan, Ace, Luffy, and everyone what actually happened. That Sabo is actually dead, and Luffy was crying so much. Luffy was in tears, and then Ace was actually crying. Like, he broke down himself. Like, usually he's very tough, and he is tough, but he even broke down. Like, he was just overwhelmed by sadness. Like, and he even wanted to get his revenge on Celestial Dragons, but Dadan bound him. Like, she beat him up for like wanting to get his revenge on Celestial Dragons, because he's just going to get himself killed. So it was right of Dadan to just make sure that Ace doesn't do something stupid. Just when I said so Ace doesn't do something stupid, I'm just reminded of how he retaliated against Akainu and got himself killed. And there goes another thing, but I'll talk about his similarities with Roger just a bit later. But so in the first episode we saw Ace and Dadan actually come out alive. So what Dadan did was that she actually walked through the flames in the Grey Terminal, and that's how they escaped. So basically they wanted to stay behind just so that they can fight Bluejam. So I'm assuming Bluejam's dead. So he died in the fire then, because they did defeat him, and then they had to walk through the flames because there was just no water around to extinguish the flames. And I was just like, damn, man, like you could have like burned yourself a lot. And she suffered great burns, but like I just thought it wasn't much really. Like realistically your whole body would be in fire if you walked through a fire. Anyway, so yeah, so Ace was taking care of her, and then they found out about what happened to Sabo, and then they just like tried to move on. It was just so sad that Ace and Luffy were like playing around, and then like they were trying to talk to Sabo, but then they were just talking to a rock. I believe they were like trying to make a tombstone for Sabo. That was just sad. Yeah, it's just sad. And then we saw that scene when Garp returned in the present. So in the present, Garp returned to the village, and Dadan beat up Garp because he didn't do enough to protect Ace and Luffy. That's true to some extent, because he could have stopped. He could have like done something earlier rather than later. But then again, I do feel sorry for Garp because he also was suffering because he is a Marine, so he's not allowed to do anything about it. But you know, you gotta put family over duty. I would choose family over duty any day. But it was good of Makino to stop Dadan from constantly punching Garp. And the fact that Garp was even taking in the punches just goes to show just how regretful he is of his decision to just stay back and pretty much almost do nothing about it. He did do something eventually, but he could have done something earlier to, I don't know, help Luffy or delay the execution or something, you know. But you know, like it's the tricky thing, you know. Like, I just feel so bad for Darling because she's literally, I mean, she's not biologically their mother, but she very much acts as the mother for Luffy and Ace and Sabo as well. So she feels like she just lost two sons basically. First Sabo, then Ace. And Makino was crying as well. Makino was the one that actually taught Ace those manners, which I thought was pretty funny. It makes sense because I just thought it was Whitebeard that made Ace more respectful, have more of a respectful attitude. I mean, he would have taught Ace something, you know, good morals. But yeah, like, because, you know, like Ace, he was very well-mannered in the Alabasta arc, and then like seeing him like so rude and mean in the backstory, you know, it's so different. Anyway, so yeah, that was quite a tough scene. And then we saw, oh man, it was sad, but it was so beautiful, the burial. So because these episodes was just so sad, it eventually made me cry. You know, like, this is such a sad situation. Luffy has given up. He feels like he's given up. I mean, he was thinking of giving up on his dream to become the Pirate King because he lost Sabo. He lost Ace. He couldn't do anything. He felt he was so weak throughout the Marineford War, throughout Impel Down. He constantly needed help. So, like, he was just breaking down. He felt so defeated. He felt so defeated. He couldn't do anything to help Ace. And it was just so sad. I said that so many times. I'm sorry, but it is sad. It's such a tragedy. This whole thing is just, it's beyond sad, you know. It has mental implications as well, like mental trauma. Like, he suffered a lot of mental trauma now that I think about it. Like, I mean, I know he did. Like, he got abused in his childhood, and, you know, like, getting into trouble a lot. And Sabo dying, and Ace now dying. It's just too much. But then again, Jinbei was there at the end to let him know about what he actually does have. He has his crew members. All 9 crew members still around, still available, still alive in the world. You know, you gotta believe that they're alive. So, you know, like, you know, don't lose hope. You still have friends. You still have a lot of friends. Who love you very much, you know. The burial was just beautiful. And Shanks, when he said that the way Ace acted just before he died, retaliating against Akainu because he talked bad about Whitebeard, it just reminds him of what Roger would do if someone talked bad about one of his crew members. So I thought that was really interesting, that there are similarities between Roger and Ace, because Ace really hates him, but he has similarities with him. So yeah, beautiful but sad burial. Literally everyone was there. Like, that was a huge funeral, you know. Yeah, it was sad as well. So yeah, so at the end Luffy realized that, you know, he does have people around. So yeah, that's all I have to say. What you think of these episodes, let me know, and stay tuned for more.